Ever since Rematch released, we've had esports tournaments each weekend, and 2 teams have been dominant. You might already know F5 Penguins from a video I made recently. They won the North American Open and would be considered the best our region has to offer. But there's another team across the pond who's been even more dominant. Cheat and Shine have won almost everything they enter and defined an entire meta for the game. So the big debate is, which region is actually the best? I wanted to finally settle the beef by having F5 Penguins and Cheat and Shine compete in my World Championship with $500 on the line. I even hired a professional caster to make this legit. It's a best of 7, and we'll switch regions each match to keep it as fair as possible. North America won the coin toss, so we'll start with them. Let's do this. All right, Hunted, welcome to the official Rematch World Championship. We have 2 of the very best teams in the entire world. Both have won their own tournament in their respective regions. And I wanted to put them together to see which region is officially the best, as I've heard a lot of talk from different regions.
Well, hey man, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me into this. This is a lot of fun. I've wanted this matchup just as much as you have, I think. With how much smack EU's been talking, I'm hoping NA can at least show up. Meta in EU is what we've been calling the missile meta, where they'll set up right at the top of the box. They'll bomb it from literally wherever they want on the pitch to the guy at the top of the box and hope they get prio, and that's quite literally how they score like every goal.
That's the entire meta in EU? Wow, that's embarrassing for that region. Sorry, that sounds really biased towards North America, but I'm a big fan of my boys F5 Penguins, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, I can't say anything against that. That has been my own team strategy lately in Rematch. For some reason, we win a lot of games doing missile meta, so I could see why that's popular. But I know that the F5 Penguins are all about passing. They like to get in the box and then work it, and they also like to dismantle teams and beat their own strategy. So I'm sure they're gonna try to counter the missile meta.
Well, and you know, I'm blanking on the name of the keeper for Cheat and Shine. I saw that they have Pollux in, so we'll see how that works out for them. I know subbing a position's always tough, but I mean, keeper is probably like the position
to sub out. Yeah. You know what? That's actually a great point. The good news is on the other end, it's even because they also had to make a substitution. Stolly for the F5 Penguins did, unfortunately, or actually, you know what? Very fortunately, have a child. He's out, so it's going to be a substitution on both ends.
Well, congratulations to Stolly. If this is remaining in the video, congratulations to Stolly.
Yeah, I'll ask him. Nexy's got some possession. Looks like they're doing that little flicker dribble mechanic where they just kind of like turn it around really quickly. That one has annoyed me in ranked countlessly, so it's good to see it at the highest level as well.
That's one of the things as a commentator, it's hard to keep up with the meta, especially when everybody's, everybody has their own names for different things. Like, what do you call it on the broadcast? Wow, good shot.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know, it's funny, Polly Walnuts, we talk about keepers. Polly Walnuts is one of those guys that he loves to play offensive side of the ball, right? He's probably the most offensive keeper in North America. And you're gonna
look at him. He's past midfield right now. It looks like Kyler is subbing back to help him out here, but that is a pretty big play from the keeper from downfield. It might even pay off. Oh, almost got a goal off there. That was pretty impressive. Coles, looks like they're creating a lot of pressure. I'm excited for my North American boys out front. That's a great save. Way to jump in front of that with the body block from Negsy there. Pretty sick. All right.
And Negsy, I mean, you talk about Negsy too. One of the players that probably has, I would say, of everybody in the lobby, and I might upset somebody by saying this, but everybody in the lobby, I think Negsy has some of the flashiest mechanics. Like, he can just win one-on-ones with ease. I mean, you were talking about sort of that flicker dribbling, and I think that's going to be Negsy 90% of the time. We see him do stuff like that.
Dude, look, there comes the missile meta. They put Nachos right in the middle of the box, tried to find him even despite like 3 defenders. I did learn recently, you probably know this too, there's a bonus to priority when your teammate is passing it inbound. So there actually is a reason missile meta has been so strong. It actually gives you a bonus. So you're more likely to win possession if your teammate passes to you, which is why I think right now it's such a meta. But right now it's been kind of a slow moving game. I should mention this is a best of 7 series, and if we do get to a game 7, the team with the most goals scored overall will receive the region advantage. So there is an incentive throughout the series to be scoring the most amount of goals that you can.
We'll see what, again, Polly Walnut's one of those players that's going to really try to step forward. He and Kyler have definitely worked out how they want to run.
Oh, the backboard, it is going to be a goal. North America with the first goal of the series. Wow, impressive.
With 90 seconds left, too. I mean, it's a play from Paulie Walnuts to Kyler. Foxy, I think, is the sub in for Stolly. I haven't really heard Foxy's name too much.
It is Foxy,
scene, but,
correct. Foxy is the sub.
He comes in and instantly, makes an impact.
Makes a contribution. Awesome. I will say, when I reached out to the Penguins, Foxy was their immediate instinct for who they wanted as a sub, so there must be some chemistry already there that they knew would kind of work. Between
Kyler and Paulie Walnuts, they almost play like this floating keeper role. I mean, I know Paulie Walnuts is like the keeper, right? But Kyler, they've worked out the system. All right, that should not have gone in. That should not have been a goal.
That should have been savable. But credit, that's part of the game. That's why we're hosting this series, and that's why we are rotating the server back and forth to make it as fair as possible. But either way, we will give North America the lead. They've got 2-0 in the series, and it looks like that's going to be it with 30 seconds left on the clock. We got man marking and Kyler working the box. It's going to be hard to get past him here. Might have a shot. That actually was an opportunity. He just missed. It could have gone in.
Post.
Yeah, it was a solid attempt. I like the placement.
They can use that as a little bit of, encouragement, I guess. But now we get to go back to EU, and I think this is really where we're going to see, can NA hang with EU?
Right now, F5 Penguins, based on all the talk that's out there, are the underdogs. So I'm interested to see if, now that the cards are stacked against them, if they will be able to pull something together despite that high ping.
I find North America to be that much more interesting to watch. Because I feel like the meta hasn't been necessarily solved like it has been in EU.
Let's give it back to Europe and see what they can do on their home turf. Real quick, before we get into the next match, let me tell you about Gamavo, who sponsored this video and made the prize possible. If for some reason you haven't bought Rematch yet, I've got a pretty crazy deal for you. They hooked me up with a code for 5% off any copy of Rematch. Just pick the best offer from their site, which is already a great deal, like this one for instance. Then enter code STRIPED, and just like that, it's even cheaper with 5% off. They also sell all kinds of different games, so it doesn't just have to be Rematched, but I figured you guys would be most interested in that deal. And hey, if you want to save even more money on games, they have a subscription service with unique perks like even cheaper prices on games. Plus, it starts at only $1.18 per month, which is crazy. And don't worry, I verified them myself, and they have a great score on Trustpilot, so their games are legit, and it's a great way to save money. So get yourself a copy using my link below. Just use code STRIPED for that extra 5% off. And let's get back to the next round. All right, here we go. This is where this could be a tide changer. Europe finally does have the ping advantage. I know that our boys on the US side might even have close to 160 ping. I kind of think anything can happen. It is a rematch at the end of the day.
I can if you want me to. Oh, that was close.
Alex. Okay.
Quick start.
Yeah, I like that. A little heat check out of the gate. I'm all about it. All right, we got Pollux with possession here. Looks like he's going to work it downfield. Again, playing some aggressive goalkeeping. We see that from these high-level teams. They try to use their fifth man to get involved in the play. Ultimately, it just creates a man advantage. But we get a free goal out of Nomdoms. The craziest thing, Hunted, about that being the case is when I was playing with them too, no lie, every single match that they played, Nomdoms would just get a free random open net for zero reason. And again, it strikes. I don't know what is up with that man, but he has some sort of superpower to magnetize to the ball whenever the net is free.
I think Nomdoms is like a perfect counter to Negsy, right? Like I think of Nomdoms in a similar boat as like a Negsy, although they play different positions, right? I think Nomdoms is typically a little bit more defensive. I could be wrong about that though. Maybe he floats around, but
yeah, it kind of depends on the situation. Oh, decent shot. Nice block by the team. I'm not gonna lie, the goalie didn't look like he was positioned perfectly there, but something did come out of it. Good save again. We use that header priority that does beat the shot mechanic often, so that makes a lot of sense to stay in front of his man there.
And I've noticed that, hold on 1 second. Oh,
another attempt. I love this aggression. Wow.
And I mean, this is NA. My ping right now is 125.
Yep.
So, they're playing on pretty high ping, and I don't know how that affects the European players as well. I mean, you can kind of, if a player's lagging, it can be difficult to kind of guess what he's going to do next, right? The ball kind of teleports on you.
It is an interesting point. Yeah, I didn't think about that the unpredictability of the other player being high ping. I mean, ultimately, we still give it as an advantage to the home team, but that is an interesting point. But I think the real people who are at the biggest disadvantage are just the keepers. Oh,
all right, I'm calling it right here. Here comes another one.
Gotta be.
Ready?
Here we go. Come on, boys. Give us something. Another big clear. That's huge. I will say possession seems to be to the Penguins right now. They're keeping the pressure on. I really do love to see it.
Yeah, F5 playing that possession game. Sleepy's had a couple of good headers in the box so far. He's got to kind of play a little bit more defense now. Played shot from Kyler. Back.
Great setup. Honestly, great read by Nacho over there to not only see the play developing, but get in front of Foxy and clear that ball himself. That was pretty impressive. Sleepy's working it downfield. What is he going to create here? He's got his pass to his man Vexis. That was a great attempt, just again off target. They've missed their mark twice now.
Again, I'm same ping as the NA guys.
Yeah.
It looked like it was an own goal almost. That one didn't even look like the guy jumped for the ball. I don't know.
I don't know what's happening out here. Interesting. All right, Nexy's got some possession here. He's going to try to work it downfield. Passes it deep. Another big save by Pauly Walnuts. Arguably, maybe not even arguably, one of the best defenders in the entire game, perhaps number one. So it's good to see him making a quality save there, reading that ball very quickly. Non-doms, again, doing that dribble mechanic that's dominating ranked. It just gets past the man so quickly. Go pass middle. Nice save by Nacho. Way to stay in position there.
Yeah, good defensive play. And again, Pauly Walnuts has been clutch for his team right now. He's going to have to make another play here, though, as Negsy has so much room. Quick shot.
That's going to be there. Beauty. It has to be in.
That's just a wonderfully placed shot. And I love the little, I wonder if we'll catch it on the replay. Yeah, my camera's just in position to make that replay. That's a tough save for Pauly Walnuts. I think, you see a lot of players go for those kind of barred down top corner shots. I think picking the bottom of the goal gives the keeper less time to react.
100%. It also does something really powerful that I've discussed before, where you saw Pauly dive there. He just pressed the dive mechanic, which does cover most of the net. But on those low ground shots, there's always the chance that you'll dive straight over the ball. That's actually what happened there. Another goal. Looks like they're going to take the lead. That's a nice shot. I mean, the placement on that is just crazy. Come on.
I mean, F5 does have a chance to get a goal back on Cheat and Shine with 50 seconds left, but can't give away possession like that. And Vexis is wide open. Pauly Walnuts
might have something here. I love that pass down to the box. Here we go. Nom-Doms with some possession. They're going to need to act really fast. That's actually a big interception by Vexis, because that's going to give his team the time that they need to run down this clock. There is a rule in this tournament of no stalling, so we're not allowing people to just hold the ball. But it makes sense they had to give up too much offensive pressure there and kind of push their men forward and gave up a goal because they had to stay aggressive. Well, so far, so good. We're even on both sides. It looks like it was a pretty fair game.
I think they played really good, solid defense, right? Obviously, they gave up 3 goals and it was a little overwhelming towards the end, but I thought NA, for what it's worth, I thought they played pretty good defense on 120, 130 ping.
I will say it looked like F5 Penguins was shutting down the missile meta more directly than I expected. Cheat and Shine wasn't able to just fully load the box and start firing. They had to set up a pass or two and then get it on target. All right, here we go. Match number 3 in the series. It is 1-1. Remember, we're trying to get to that magic number 4 game win to take home the $500. We already got some action in the box. Big interception by Cheat and Shine. That's going to be big for the team to stop that opportunity, because any shot on net on this kind of ping is one that may go in. So you want to avoid that with your defenders as much as possible.
And I just realized we didn't talk about this before. Hold on a sec. There's
another goal. Play. There it is. That's big momentum. They hit it off the backboard. They can't get the read, and it's a simple header into the goal. That's all it takes.
Pauly Walnuts, I would say, probably the most offensive keeper in North America right now, and of course Foxy the sub coming in. So I just thought about it now. This game is really weird with the colors for the teams. I'm assuming you and I are recording our POVs separately for anybody who wants to know the magic behind what's happening. Yeah. I'm assuming you're going to be switching between us. We probably don't have the same team colors.
That's actually a great point. That's just how this game works. To be honest, we both are not the happiest with the spectator features that this game offers yet, and maybe that should be a fix. But either way, we are rolling with it. It's still early days for Rematch, and that's kind of also why we want to go ahead and pose this video and this challenge of the regions, is we want to see which team is currently on top, and does soccer knowledge or football knowledge, if you're in Europe, make the biggest difference in Rematch as a video game? And it's kind of a question. I think Europe, worldwide, would be considered more knowledgeable about football than America would be.
I know you had it right first. It's soccer. You're good.
Soccer's right. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Negsy
might have a shot. It's a 1v1. Does store the bottom left or right. I don't know. I don't know if I got that. I think it was left, actually.
I mean, this is a very similar goal to what he scored in the last game. I mean, it's a little bit further off. I mean, that's a clutch goal from Negsy too. Obviously ties the game. Again, we're playing on NA server for this one. My ping is, NA Central. My ping is 60 right now, so you can only imagine what these guys in Europe are playing off of right now. That's
100%.
a big-time goal.
I mean, those bottom left and bottom rights really are the most popular shots that you can score in Rematch. If you get into those 1v1 situations, that's pretty much what you want to aim for, because if you place it well enough with the keeper spaced back, it is quite literally unsavable. And it's the simplest shot to hit as well. It doesn't require a lot of mechanics. So right there, we actually got another attempt at it at that bottom left shot, but Polly Walnuts is all over it. He's going to get it out. They do play that sub roll with Kyler. He may go back at any moment. Looks like Polly's going to retreat, but they do sub out their goalkeeper consistently, which is an interesting play. Blade shot onto field, just took a shot at him, just testing whether that ping is going to be enough for him to not to make a save, or maybe he wanted to just catch him sleeping. I'm not sure what the goal was there. Non-doms to the wall, may get a win here. That's kind of the place you never want to be in rematches, in the corner with a defender. We call that hell in our ranked games because it is impossible to get out of. So somehow it does get back to the team.
Walnuts again.
Pass, immediate block. Sleepy read that extremely fast. Thankfully, a big slide tackle is going to get that ball back on possession, but somehow Vexis has it back and is going to win the priority. Another priority battle. That's a great pass to the top box. And I think that kind of shows that teammate priority I was talking about. Even though a defender was in front that maybe could have blocked it, sometimes it's just non-blockable unless you get the perfect touch.
Nice move from Kyler. Wow, that's great defense there between Sleepy and Negsy. Both read that perfectly, that play. It almost sent Nacho on his way. So, yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic game from Cheat and Shine right now. They've played this really, really well on both sides of the ball.
They've really been shutting down the blade shot, so it seems like they have a great counter to it. They just dive straight into the ball as soon as they see someone do that short lob pass. It's pretty interesting to watch, actually. I've never seen that kind of defense work so well against the blade. Up to the back wall. Might have a shot on net. It actually was storable. Another big save from Nacho with the slide save. I mean, that's some high IQ play to just dive over the net like that. This might be it. This might be the break Cheat and Shine was looking for to solidify their place in this series. Wow. And it's going to be another one to the back goal that might also give them the goal advantage if we go to a Game 7.
I have to give Cheat and Shine a lot of credit, right? I know that we're both biased in this one, but I think they, like I said, they played a really, really great defensive game, and that sort of turned it into a really, really great offensive game from them, right?
True.
They were able to block the blade shots like you were saying, but even just beyond that, they kept everything sort of outside. They never let them have big opportunities inside. And when they did, they had a clutch, sliding tackle from Nacho that you highlighted.
I just thought they were anticipating things well. It looks like they already had a read on F5 Penguins and were already placing a man or even multiple defenders in a spot that they thought was going to get congested. It looked like they're learning as this series is going on, which is pretty fascinating.
What are those jerseys? Do you see the? Is it
what
like
are you seeing?
Like mint and red?
Oh, I'm seeing blue and green. Also, by the way, goal out of the gate. Just a cheese goal, even. Just shooting it downfield off of kickoff. I like that boldness from Cheat and Shine. They're just going for it. That might be demoralizing even for Penguins, especially out of the gate. It's going to be so hard for them to create offense in this server. Negsy, moving his way downfield, already got a breakaway. Nacho with a blade shot. Great save by Polly Walnuts. That was an incredibly difficult ball to read, and somehow he made it happen.
That was like the final moment he could have made that save.
Literally. I mean, we're testing his reaction time. Here we go. Nacho bringing it downfield. One possession from Kyler. I'm kind of surprised Kyler gave it up so quickly. Looked like that was not on purpose. Big save by Polly here. Again, just playing that active keeper role, just staying in front of his man and blocking the shot before it can happen. Here we go, Nom-Doms blading to middle, gonna get Pito out wide. I like the backboard play, but no one's there.
It's a good play from F5. Have to play a little defense now. Good
A little bit of a clear, kind of a weird place to put it. It's about to keeper. I'm always about that. They like to bring their keeper out. Looks like Kyler has the sweeper meta. It's going to give him that infinite stamina working his way through the midfield, which is actually a pretty nice advantage if you don't take advantage of it already. The head pass almost got it on target. That was even laggy on my end. Again, Nexy's got the breakaway. How many does he need to eventually save the goal? Great tackle by Pauly, but it's an open net. He left. I kind of respect the pressure, though. I mean, he wasn't going to win that 1v1. You might as well get aggressive. Pedo working out wide here. Got some possession. They're going to need to build some pressure. They've been playing a little bit fast, trying to create passes, but that's not really working out for them right now. Cheat and Shine just has their mans marked. I mean, they are just hunting the box right now, trying to keep everything out. To Pedo, trying a little bit of missile meta. Didn't get it. Oh, to the wall. Pauly with a shot here. Where's he gonna take it? Finding Fox, a little bit of a rough pass. Actually cost him a possession. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or what happened there, but Nexy, again, is gonna be in a situation to take a shot, but
it almost feels like Pauly Walnuts versus the world right now, unfortunately.
I mean,
nice pass.
It's kind of the MVP right now. It's a decent try, but you just got 2 defenders on there. They're just watching for that top box play. And again, we've got another 1v1. It's actually a 1v2, it might be. Great defense to come up quick. A little bit of pressure. It's the ball. He might have a midfield open, but Nacho's ready. He's already reading it. Pedo to the middle. Keeper header, the highest priority in the entire game there, was a good use of it by Pollux there. Nomdoms, perhaps a shot here. I don't know what he's going to go for. He's probably a bit scared that blade shot hasn't been working out. You know what? I don't mind it. He kind of faked a pass. He was trying to bait Pollux, but Pollux is patient. He's not going to let that shot just fly on net. Another big block. Whoa. This might be an opportunity. Didn't quite get it.
Vexis
to the wall.
That's a lot of space.
A little bit off. Good try.
I'm surprised Vexis didn't shoot that. I think he could have blade shotted that and easily scored. He had so much room right there.
I kind of agree. I think it shows they've got some respect for Pauly as a keeper. They're not just taking any shot that they can against him. And honestly, it's the opposite for Penguins. It looks like they're just taking any chance that they get, which is kind of an interesting strategy. Pollux is a pretty solid keeper. You can't just fire. Here we go. Nexy, probably going to work. We've seen him a lot with possession in the midfield. Gonna have an easy prio. You had 3 shooters there. Another great save from Pauly. He's just reading it. And on this ping, that's pretty impressive. Free blade. Might get a free shot. Work it away. Maybe that will help him.
I think the MVP for Cheat and Shine had 3,600 points.
Right.
Pauly Walnuts himself had 8,100 points.
What a
at
beast.
The end of that game. He was, like I said, I think it was almost sort of Pauly Walnuts versus the world there for a little while in that game. I don't want anyone to take that as me knocking the rest of F5 Penguins. Again, they're playing on really high ping against one of, if not the best team in the world right now. So
we are on to match number 5. We are back on North America territory. Both of these teams have a huge passion for a rematch and just want the esports scene and the player base to grow. So shout out to both of those guys. I'm gonna have links for any socials that they want me to include down below. So go check out these guys. I mean, they're pushing this game as far as it will go. Obviously, there's a lot of new mechanics still being discovered and new ways to dribble. But this game is ultimately about synergy and teamwork. And that right there, like that passing play, is a great example of it. It's about using your team and strategy, which is, I kind of think, what sets it apart for some other games. Like, I'm coming from Rocket League, which involves a lot of mechanics and a lot of effort just to even play. This one, you will pick up pretty fast, but once you get going, it's really fun to synergize with a team and just create some plays. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of Rematch, and I think that's what the developers were looking for. Oh, here middle. It's gonna be in the net. Nexy with a goal. That's huge for Cheat and Shine. Pedo needs to create some pressure. He's got Foxy in the box. We got a lot of pressure from Nacho pushing him off here. Gonna get a shot to the right. Maybe not the best placement I've seen, but they really, really want to keep testing Pollux. It's interesting. Maybe because they know he's a sub, they just keep giving him reps. It's kind of interesting to watch. You got Foxy to the right. He's got a lot of space himself. He's gonna blade. Looks like he was blading to Foxy. He overshot it though. We're gonna be back in this corner where we don't want to be. He got it out quick. And Pedo looking for somebody downfield here. Just got Kyler to work with. Pauly, interesting to see him up on offense. I wonder what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing full offense there. He didn't even retreat after that initial pass. Now he'll...
Maybe they're realizing that their offensive pressure just hasn't been strong enough. They're really trying to get their keeper up there to start being part of the plays. You know they're going to want to adapt. They know that they're down in this series, so they're going to have to make a change. Oh, and there it is.
What a shot.
Great passing plays and incredible placement.
Really nice play from Foxy.
Yep, beautiful shot. Negsy, again, we've seen him last game getting these 1v1s. Looks like they're really going to try to 2v1 him here with the defenders. Oh, 3 defenders on Negsy. They're over it. They're absolutely tired of Negsy making plays on Poly, so they're shutting that down. All right, here we go. Foxy gonna have potentially a shot. We've seen him play the offensive role. That's a great shot and an even better read from Pollux there.
I don't know. Maybe they identify some kind of hole in the defense of Cheat and Shine. Here's a blade opportunity. That's a wonderful shot.
Incredible placement. Well, they're up 2-1. This is potentially going to keep them alive in the series if they can keep some possession and maybe even score another one for the road here. We're going to need some big pressure from our boys Cheat and Shine. They're definitely going to want to score a goal here and just solidify the series for themselves. Negsy taking it deep. Again, he's kind of been the striker or maybe midfielder. He's just been setting up every play they've had offensively. Not a great pass there, but somehow Nacho does find it using his extra effort. Looks like he's creating some space. I know they don't want to waste time. They're just getting their keeper involved. Might as well all move up field. And they just gave up a defender. I don't know about Penguins going for that dive there. You're going to want to be holding the line as best as possible, but that's a decent block.
Yeah, maybe just trying to put pressure on that point man as Nacho, a lot of space, good.
Sure, that's going to buy them a lot of time, and they've got space to work with. We got some Vexis running up behind using his extra effort. Didn't get the slide tackle. I'm not going to lie, that looked like he should have gotten it, but I've seen that before. And one for the road, 3-1. Maybe Penguins trying to make a little statement here. Say, hey, we're not out of this. We're still in this. But it really does come down to this next game. Can Cheat and Shine in this game 6, already having 1 break?
It's an uphill battle. It's a mountain to climb, I think.
I 100% agree. I will say no matter what, they looked more confident that game. They were trading some passes. They were mixing up their passes, some backboard. They even scored a couple goals that were just directly across the box with just a simple chip. So I know they're trying new things. Both teams are going to learn. The question is, can they pull it together again despite the ping in this final match? They're typing in DMs. These boys are hyped talking about Penguins here. They really, really want this. So I want it for them too. Let's see something.
Yeah, I don't know. Defense, I just to sum it up, I think defense absolutely.
An opportunity. Poly thankfully didn't have to save it, but that actually could have been an incredible play if they did just slightly hit the corner there. Foxy went for a little bit of an iffy slide there. Actually didn't get it. Thankfully Pollux was on it for the save there. Pollux getting a clear out to Vexis, who's going to run it downfield. Looks like he's pretty much beat his man, so he's going to have the entire top box, but it is pretty loaded with defenders, so it's going to be hard to get a pass off here. But again, we're going to talk about that priority. Using that header, it does give him possession over the defenders. Interesting to see Pito here just sitting top box. It actually plays out perfectly. He reads the ball, moves out, and creates a block. Vexis, out top box again. Man, that's a high crossbar. That is to the moon. That is crazy.
But see, this is the thing I'm talking about. Now they're going to have a little bit of a chance to maybe counterattack, although Pito didn't get rid of the ball in time, so Sleepy takes that away. But I like the game so far from F5 Penguins. They've kept Cheat and Shine out of the dangerous areas for the most part. Of course, Nexy's going to wiggle his way in there every now and then. But
right now, they're really man-marking, playing that zone and box, and shutting down the defense. That's going to grant them a chance here. Looks like they might have a last man, but they get possession again. Bring it out wide to the wall. Almost got it on. All right, Sleepy's got a touch here. Where's he going to take it? One thing I'll point out, now that we're getting closer to the end of the series, this hasn't been a game of mechanics. I know there's a lot of talk about mechanics out there being game-breaking and, like, you know, you have to learn the ippy slide, you have to learn some sort of dash. Oh, a shot there. But ultimately, it's just passing and seeing the vision. I mean, I feel like these teams are just defensively strong and using their team well. I mean, that's kind of been the whole point of Rematch. It's not a mechanical game necessarily.
No, there's you're right. There's a lot of team synergy that happens at the top ranks of Rematch. We've noticed that a lot.
What a placement!
Yeah,
Took advantage of Poly staying to the corner. I mean, it was just perfect. It's a minute and a half. They're going to really want to run down this clock. This is a win for them in the entire World Championship if they do manage to shut them out with a 1-0 lead here. So you know they're going to want to play possession. Foxy's going to do all he can to get upfield. I have a feeling they're going to bring Poly upfield as well, just to start getting that 5th man involved. 100%. They're getting aggressive. Don't know who that chip was to. It looked like a panic touch to me. But we might have Foxy out wide. The keeper header right there being the ultimate priority. Pollux does know that strategy and took away the shot before it could happen.
Foxy, I know he had a miss in this game that he's probably going to want back. Hopefully he gets another chance soon. Got to play a little bit of defense. Nice pass.
What
Good
a save by
from
Polly. Keeps his team in it. It's looking close. Tyler out wide. Gonna have to look for his man left. He found non-doms, and you've got Foxy out wide. It's almost a 2v1. He's blading to Foxy. Foxy cheated into the box and actually missed the pass. Maybe a miscommunication there. It could have been an opportunity. Working down. Nacho's got to play. Gonna have to take a shot here. He's got Vexis working the top box. He's just kind of wasting time. He knows he's got 10 seconds on the clock. They're gonna take a shot anyways, but no reason to get greedy. Yep, he's wasting the clock. Taking it down, and Sleepy's gonna have the final touch here, and that's gonna be the series.
Wow.
And a goal just for fun. You can't say anything but congrats to Cheat and Shine. I mean, ultimately they took home $500, but even better, they proved that they were the #1 team.
They stifled F5 Penguins defensively in game 3. That's quite literally what won them the series.
This was kind of a big goal of mine. I didn't know if it would work out, so big shout out to everyone involved. I have their socials linked down below. Please check them out, and thanks everyone.